Two. All right, what's going on, everybody? Coach Willis here from Willis Performance Training, and I'm here with another very special guest, my man, Johnathan Cyprien. What's going on, John?
What's happening? What's going on?
Everything all good?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Doing the best we can right now, but I'm fine. I'm doing well.
We definitely in some unique times right now, but like we were just rapping about, man, there's always something to do. Got to stay productive during the time.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
So brief history on my man John. If you don't already know, man, this guy's a NFL shark safety. I mean, he's that guy. But me and John played at FIU together. My last year was his freshman year, coming in 2009. So we got a history there. But I'm gonna have John tell a little bit more about his story, his journey. What he's got going on right now, and we're gonna go from there. So John, the floor is yours, man.
Man, like you said, Johnathan Cyprien. I'm originally from Miami, North Miami Beach, Florida. And I actually went to North Miami Beach Senior High School. And like you said, man, 2009 was my first year at Florida International University. It was the first year of a 4-year career at FIU where I was fortunate enough to have a good enough career to actually get drafted 33rd overall, first pick of the second round in 2013. First team I played for was the Jacksonville Jaguars. I stayed there for 4 years and had a big payday with Tennessee Titans, signed a multi-million-dollar contract. And I was there with those guys. I was there for 2 years. And this past season, I was with the Philadelphia Eagles, and I got traded and finished with Atlanta for the year. So that's another thing. I was just in Atlanta not long ago. But that's a little brief background on me. On my time off, when I'm away from playing football and the season's not here, I come back home to Miami, come back here to North Miami Beach. I'm involved in my community with my own foundation. It's called Sip Squad Activist Youth Foundation. And yeah, that's the quick little bio of me.
Most definitely, man. So we know you came out of North Miami Beach High School. Let's talk February. It had to be February 2009 was signing day. So we had, how many schools offered you? How many choices did you have on that day? Why FIU?
So, man, on that day, actually, I only had 2 offers.
Two offers?
2 offers, and FIU was my second. Was it? Yeah, no. Matter of fact, FIU was the first team to offer me, and then Western Michigan was the second. Western Michigan offered me as a wide receiver. In high school, I played tight end and linebacker. And but I played linebacker because I had to, kind of like we needed it. But I was always a DB and moving linebacker just because I can do it. It proved to serve me well. Obviously, I took everything I learned from high school to college, and then just crafted it with the coaching and everything there. But that signing day was special. You know what I mean? Going into high school, every player is always thinking like college. Like I'm sure like kids today, you think about what college can you go to, and things are a little bit different when we played. We didn't have that Huddle app where kids could upload their highlight videos and put it out to universities and all that. We didn't have all that. Another thing, my school was really based on tradition, so I really didn't get to literally start like never get off the field until my senior year. My junior year, I played some, and my senior year is when pretty much it was my turn. And by maybe midway through the season, maybe closer to the end, closer to the end of high school, I got the offer from Western Michigan, but kind of midway through my senior year, FIU offered me. Coach Cristobal and the entire coaching staff came, and they weren't leaving until me or some of my teammates committed. I committed that day, man, and signing it was special.
Oh, real rap. Well, when Coach Cristobal comes into the room, that's like, I tell people to this day, that's like such a physical presence. You know how Coach Cristobal is. That's just like, there's a reason why he's like the top recruiter in the nation, because that man just has a presence, and he, when he has your back, he has your back. That's my guy right there. But I can imagine And we're talking about signing day. Right now is a very unique time. We have, the whole COVID crisis going on. And so you have these kids who are in high school who might have signed somewhere, but school shut down. We can't do any type of team activity. They might not have access to a gym. What kind of stuff, what kind of advice would you give to these kids? Like, what should they do in the meantime to make sure that they're still ready come June, come July, when they have to report, to camp?
Yeah, man. I know everybody's seeing a whole bunch of at-home workouts, so that's the first thing. You know what I mean? Definitely, there's no excuse. You can get something done at the house. You can definitely get a good sweat, whether it's on the front yard, the backyard, man. Just kind of think of the days where, I mean, if you were anything like my childhood, going outside and playing basketball or, playing football, uh, or any of the things you used to do with your friends, is equivalent to going outside and working out nowadays. And if you, we want to doing the social distancing. So obviously I'm not going to tell you to go out there and play basketball, but you can go out there and put one or two or three together, because, at the at this time of our lives, whether you're a high school athlete, college, or more, you've done enough workouts, hopefully, where you can muster something up to get done. And if not, man, you always got YouTube. So go out there, man, and really just keep your heart rate up, man. At the end of the day, playing this sport, speed kills, and you always want to be able to run, man. You can always, one thing about it, you don't even have to be better than somebody to beat them. You know what I mean? If you're not tired and the guy in front of you is, guess what? You're better than him. You can beat Dion on a play if he's tired and you're not. So, your physical conditioning is important, man. And whatever you can do, go outside, run a couple sprints, just stay in shape and just be ready for your opportunity when you get to school, because you signed there to play, and if you want to play, you got to prove that you can.
Facts, man, big facts. And you talk about staying in shape going into college. Back in 2009, that summer, what do you feel like was the biggest transition for you when you came out of North Miami Beach and then you hit the turf, and we had Coach Moore there telling us what to do? Like, what was the biggest thing for you in that transition? What was the most difficult part?
For me, it was cool actually, because in high school it was kind of the same. It was kind of the same. You know, get ready, get your shit together. The whole rah rah. You know what I mean? And coming from my high school, it's just like, it's all about competing. It's all about winning. When it comes to physicality and training, it's just, it was always held to a high degree. So going in there and just putting in the work was actually kind of like, damn, this ain't that hard, to
Mm-hmm.
be honest with you. When it came to go out there and working out and training. So I guess obviously, that was something that helped me stand out, and shoot, ended up being the starter my freshman year in college after like game three. So or game two or something like that. But I'll say the biggest difference was actually being on your own, meeting new people. Um, and mind you, it was easier for me because I'm from Miami, Florida, and I went to school in Miami. So I actually had one or two guys that I played in versus in high school who came to FIU, like Torek Williams. Um, who else was that ended up popping up? Oh yeah, and Junior Mertil. You feel me? So that was kind of, I had a little familiarity with that. But I would say for me personally, that was probably the biggest difference and biggest adjustment. But at the same time, it's exciting. I love new experiences, and it was just a time to grow.
Most deaf, and I'm sure it's everybody has their own unique experiences with it. And then another one for you would be, okay, so you got some guys, you got some athletes who come out of high school and they go to college, and then you got some guys who go to college and go to the next level. There's a difference between making it to the next level and excelling at the next level. And then your years at FIU, it's like you got better each season. Like you got better after freshman year, after sophomore year, after junior year, senior year, and then even in the league, you were tearing it up. What's the separation factor? Like, how do you continue to get better and then you have some guys who kind of stagnate and just stay there? Like, what's the key?
The key is to always, I guess, never think you know it all. You know what I mean? Anybody, and not only in football, man, but just in life, it's a constant growth. So if somebody got to critique your game, you know what I mean? You just kind of don't be too stuck on it. If anything, try to be better at it, and until it's corrected. I know things that I felt like I was bad, I would harp on it. I'm like a perfectionist, so anything that I felt wasn't where it needed to be, I kept working on it until it was. You know what I mean? No matter if I had to stay late for practice or I had to come early. You know what I mean? It was just something in me. Whether I was in the film room trying to figure things out, that's just what it was. So I think it's just I think the love of the game and the commitment is really what's going to separate the two as far as excelling at something and just getting there.
Mm. Great points. Great points. And we had so you have 4 seasons at FIU. Last season, now we start prepping for the draft and getting ready. That had to be January, February 2013. That was the draft year, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So how was that process, the training, the difference between the training we were doing, with more in the weight room versus what you were doing to get ready for, the draft?
So the training is literally 100 for I went, first of all, I did my training in Miami, also at Marita Performance in North Miami Beach, Aventura, Florida. And the training was definitely working on the starts for your 40, your defensive back drills, and the other tests that they're going to be doing at the combine. At this point, it's a job interview, and you got the questions, the tests. So you just got to practice the answers until the big show when you get to the combine. And, just put on the show, put on the performance put the best performance that you can. Unfortunately, I got hurt while I was training. I had just some hamstring issues. So I didn't run my 40, but I did other drills like the little turn, the deep ball, the 3-cone, the shuttle. I did those. I just couldn't do the hamstring. I couldn't do the 40 because of my hamstring. Just going those 40 yards, I didn't want to. It was just kind of painful. I ended up doing it on my pro day. So training for it was cool though, man. You make camaraderie with the guys from other colleges who are training for the same dream you are. And a couple of those guys, Kayvon Webster, Sam Barrington, Le'Veon Bell, Jordan Reed, all these guys I still keep in contact with to this day. We were all training with each other going to the draft. So that's a special moment just to, I guess, interact with those guys and know that you're a draft class and what are you going to do? What type of footprint are you going to do when you get in the league? So that was cool, man. You had to be focused, diet. There was a lot of different stuff that we did just to have our bodies ready for that big job interview. And it came there, that came, and pro day came, one and the same. And at this time, I was looked at a possible first-round pick or a high second-round pick. So I was literally, my agent would tell me, think for the second. But, it might, it's a possibility we can go first. So I just remember, I don't skip ahead, but I know on draft day one, now they do it. The first round is its own day. And I had something real small with just my family, immediate family, in a nice little place downstairs of our downstairs restaurant of the hotel, the condos I was staying in. They had it all empty at the time, so TVs were on, and I watched it 1 through 32. And okay, Dallas popped up, so that the thoughts of where I was going to go was going to be, if I went first round, is either Dallas, not Cincinnati. Cincinnati only had a second round pick, and Baltimore.
Hmm.
So Dallas comes. I think they're picked probably like 24 or something. I'm not sure, but I know it was in the 20s. and they went with the center. And I'm like, I'm cussing out the TV low key in my head. But I'm like, but at the same time, I was okay with it. I literally told myself second round. So if it was our first round, it would have been a surprise. And then pick number 32, Baltimore Ravens. I'm like, okay, this is my last chance. They picked up Matt Elam. Matt Elam went to Florida, and he was another highly recruited safety at the time too. You know what I mean? So I guess they went for the guy from the SEC, man, and instead of your boy from the Sun Belt at FIU. But I say that I got picked. I didn't have to wait too long. The next day, very first day, the next day of the draft, I had my whole family. Now I did the party. I was pretty sure everybody was gonna be there, and I was the first pick of the second round.
That's what's up, man. That's big. They got a lot of people and a lot of kids in the country who dream of that very experience that you went through, and it's literally like a once in a lifetime opportunity to get to that level. And then with that said, I mean, that whole thing when you were going through college, when you were going through high school, was it always a dream to go to NFL? Like, is that something that was a focus every day, or were you more of a, let me just focus one day at a time, and if I get there, this is what's going to happen? Or if it's just like, I got to do this, I got to get drafted. Like, how was that whole, process for you mentally?
To be real with you, man, like I got my college scholarship late. I'm like, wow, like I'm blessed to even get college scholarship. When I got to college, I'm like, all right, bet I got to do the same thing I was doing when I was in school. Just put my work in. And I don't know. I'll be honest with you. I wasn't thinking about the NFL my freshman and sophomore year. Not until I saw, Gator get some look. Anthony Gator was a corner. Obviously, that played for us and actually went to the NFL. And then T.Y. Getting some notoriety. And then all of a sudden, I start, I heard, you got a grade, like, you got a 6th grade going to NFL. I'm like, you know what I mean? And it starts to kind of hit you then. But until then, to be real with you, I was just focused on playing. I just wanted to be good. I just wanted to play well. I just wanted to win where I was at FIU. You know what I mean? So that's kind of what I was focused on early on. And as time went on and the reality of the NFL started to show itself, then it's kind of where you're like, all right, oh, cool, damn, well, you're actually playing for something, And then by the time my senior year came around, I was I started getting a little bit more eyes, and I know it was definitely a possibility. Coaches coming to meet me, and that's where it started to click, where I graduated from school, and now I got invited to the combine, invited to the Senior Bowl. The Senior Bowl is really what told me, like, okay, now not only I know I'm going to, but I gotta push my ranking up so high to see how high I can get there. And Senior Bowl, which is an all-star game for the top players in college football, but you have to be a senior. This excludes juniors. And that actually was a dream of mine to play in it since I was in high school, because I had a friend named Louis Delmas who actually went to my high school. Yeah, you know Louis. Louis Delmas. He's a professional. He was an NFL safety a couple of years back, but he actually went to my high school, and he played in that game. And I just remember watching him. He was a highly recruited safety. He ended up getting picked very high. Actually, he got picked the same pick as me, number 33. So that's crazy how that just went full circle. But
good dude.
Yeah, me watching, huh?
He's a good dude too, Delmas.
Yeah, for sure, real cool dude, man. Went to that Senior Bowl, and it was a wrap from there. I left the Senior Bowl with the best defensive back award of the entire week, and then, man, it was a wrap from there.
That's what's up, man. And so, strong safety. I like to think of you as a punisher because you say things out. So now he's in high school safety in college right now, and some of them have that same aspiration that they actually live in the reality for real.
You kind of breaking up. I can't hear you right now.
Now,
Yeah, better.
all right, cool. So other college safeties right now, other people, other athletes who are in your position in school and they're trying to get to where you are, what advice does SIP have for them?
Man, I'll say, keep your head down, man, and keep working. Keep working. Craft your skills. Uh, put one foot in front of the other. Keep your nose out of trouble off the field. You know what I mean? That can mess you up as far as just making it harder for you. I'm not saying they'll deter your path completely, man, because everybody has their stories, things that they got to go through. But try to stay focused on your mission. One advice I say about when you get in there, though, try to be more of a student of the game. A lot of these plays, understand that at the NFL level, everybody's good. Separation is going to be, the understanding of your game plan and the understanding of the game as far as making plays. You know what I mean? So, if you're a cornerback, and you're watching a quarterback and you know this quick game, you can stop your feet and get ready to break. You know what I mean? 7-step drop, get in your back pedal and just kind of think, who do you have in front of you? What kind of routes are you going to get from this guy? Not guessing, but for sure we can anticipate and have our body ready to react. If you're a D lineman, study the man in front of you, look at the snap count. You feel me? Just something that you can get a competitive edge, things that you can't just, throw your helmet on and roll your helmet out there. I mean, that can, for any athlete, that'll work, but only for so long, you know what I mean? And who knows who you can be if you kind of put the mental with the physical ability you have at such a young age right now, So that's what I'll say, man. Get you a mentor. Don't be too proud to do it. I think even I was at one point in time. You know what I mean? You think like I'll figure it out. Don't be afraid to get a big homie, somebody that you could that you feel you can trust and rely on, and befriend them, and hit them up and ask them questions about this, ask them questions about that. Open to getting better.
Most definitely. Kind of a special scenario question, but on the same topic now, we got guys coming out who are supposed to be getting ready for the draft, but they can't do as much as they can because we got this whole situation at home and the shelter at home in place. What do you tell these guys?
Man, look, I'll tell you throughout these a couple months, like I said, continue to try to work out, do as much as you can, but you're not gonna forget to play football in 2 months. You know what I mean? You're still a baller, and these teams by now know everything that you bring to the table. Whether you were able to perform at the combine or your pro day, and I'll just say, continue to just be ready. Do what you got to do. And as far as worrying about what's on the field, at the end of the day, you have to set your priorities and know and keep the main thing the main thing. Of course, it's going to be your family and your profession, in anybody's life. 9 times out of 10 is going to be the main thing. So take care of those things and kind of eliminate distractions, or just give them a back seat until you get to where you want to be, man. Just keep going.
Big facts, big facts. And you talk about getting a mentor, that's kind of what you're doing with the whole SIP Foundation. Tell us about the SIP Foundation and the stuff that you've been doing in the community, which I personally think is like incredible. It's amazing. A man's got the key to the city. Got the key to the city to North Miami Beach. I mean, it's crazy, but tell us a little bit more about the SIP Foundation and what it's about, man. Why you decided to do that.
Man, 2015, I started my foundation. It's called SIP Squad At Risk Youth Foundation. I came up with the name. My last name is Cyprien, and everybody calls me SIP short. The first letters of my last name is CYP, even though it sounds like SIP, like SIP. But I was in Jacksonville, and one of the fans, they wanted to make a hashtag for my they wanted to help me make a hashtag for my following. You know what I mean? And I was like, all right, guys, y'all throw some names out there. And they would come up with like Bomb Squad or like, they were saying some all kind of wild stuff. But I think I took like 2 ideas and put them together, and I came up with Sip Squad. From there, I started my foundation in 2015, like I told you, and I decided to do it for like kids who grew up like me in my neighborhood. You know what I mean? Going to football practice from Pee Wee all the way to high school. Hanging out with friends. You know, um, Choosing to make the right decision instead of the wrong ones. You know what I mean? They definitely had the option to turn to the streets or go to football practice. You know what I mean? Oh, we fighting these guys at Walmart after school. You know what I mean? But football gave me a way out. Really, you know what I mean? Where I still was cool to my friends. You know what I mean? Because then if I don't go, so it gives you those little nuggets. Not to mention you're around another group of men, a leader and a coach who will hopefully groom you to become a man without you even knowing it. So with my foundation, I decided to start something that impacts youth and less fortunate communities where I believe talent was equally distributed in all people, but opportunity wasn't. So I'm going into those opportunity zones where kids can't sign up for football practice, can't go to summer vacations. They can't, these are the kids who aren't provided those luxuries that I grow up and notice that, man, other kids kind of grew up a little different than I did. Not saying I grew up bad, because whatever how you live is what you know. You know what I mean? And you figure everybody else lives the same way. 9 times out of 10, the people next door to you do live the same way. So, man, I just feel like I can touch kids in an impactful way by showing them things they never saw before. Um, and just experiencing things that they haven't by raising money for this foundation and literally going out and sponsoring kids when it comes to after school activities, when it comes to Christmases, when it comes to Thanksgivings, when it comes to sports and exercise. Is what I've been doing for the past couple of years. Through this pandemic, yesterday actually, I delivered over 400 families a week's worth of groceries, all in the city of North Miami Beach, which is real special. Seeing those guys, seeing people just being so appreciative, people with medical conditions who's trying to stay home. I got to deliver it to them, so it was dope. It's a rewarding feeling to yourself, and definitely impactful for the people that you're touching.
That's what's up, man. It's really, really like real dope to hear that you turning your whole experience and the opportunity around for the people who need it the most. And like you said, I think that's probably like one of the most rewarding feelings that you can ever get is helping somebody get what they need in life. And I thought that was pretty powerful what you said, like it's full of talent, but the opportunity is not there. That's like crazy true. That's like spot on.
Yeah.
So you got a lot of talent there, but hey, Sid, man, I appreciate you coming on, man. This was great. Like, this is like very powerful stuff. But I appreciate you taking the time out your day to rap with me, man, and share your knowledge and information for these people, man. It's stuff they need to know. But thank you.
No doubt, man. FIU forever, man. You already know we gotta stick together.
For sure, man. Well, you keep on doing what you're doing, bro, and I'm proud of you, man. And we'll circle around again soon.
All right, man. Y'all listen to that, coach, man. Appreciate you. Thank you for having me.
Yes, sir. Thank you for coming on. All right, boss.
All right.